Let me tell you a latent observation about Top Gun, the movie that set the box office on fire.
Aflame.
Yeah. Which I enjoyed. I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. I got no problems with it.
I won't tolerate any critiques of the new Top Gun.
I love it. Fine. Good. Lots of good stuff. But the initial premise is this guy's a hot shot and he's a relic, but the best, fighter pilot, whatever. And then the and he's a Maverick. That's his nickname.
Literally.
He does his own thing. The opening thing, they're doing the test plane, the experimental test plane, and they can get it to Mach 10 times the speed of sound. Then they'll get their funding and they'll move forward and whatever. And of course, the general's showing up to shut it down, but he's suited up and takes off just to fly by the SUV. Blah blah blah. At some point with the general and everyone watching, he gets to Mach 10 and everyone goes bananas because you had to get to Mach 10 in order to keep the program going. But he doesn't lift the throttle.
Okay.
He says, we're going past Mach 10.
Yeah, then that was a violation of some sort.
And we shall just keep going until the plane is destroyed.
It's a bit of a death wish.
Not what I'm looking for in a test pilot. It was clearly laid out. You get to Mach 10, and you fucking throttle back.
Check that box.
This thing is $200 billion worth of taxpayer money. We'd like it brought back in one piece. And whether it's an aircraft or a supercar, if you never lift, I mean, you just go, I'm going full throttle. At some point, the plane will come apart.
Yeah.
Where did he want to go with this other than pass? Oh, and by the way, once you got to Mach 10, you're getting your dick sucked when you get back to the hangar. You know what goes, Mach 10, not Mach 10.3? Point 2, not point, Mach 10, not Mach 10.287. Just flat out, just boring old Mach 10.
Round number.
Just boring old 6,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's it?
Anyway,
you didn't get to 11?
Here's my purse.
You see
I gotta
Spinal
go.
Tap? This one goes to 11. Like, he's a test pilot. He just like, I got to Mach 10. You guys can celebrate, but I'm just going to keep this throttle jammed until the airframe comes apart.
Yeah.
What was the plan?
Thanks, Mav. Now we got to build another goddamn
But you
prototype.
sound like
the whole thing is scrapped now, and you're out of a job. But
you kind of sound like, I mean, did you even see the original Top Gun? That's his thing. He's dangerous. He's crazy. All the bigwigs hate him because he does this shit. He ruins planes.
I get the fact that he is, engaging with the MiG when he's told not to engage with the MiG, or doing his own Cobra move and have the guy fly past him.
But
or
when there's no danger.
Or the ceiling for the dogfight is 3,000 feet, and you went below the ceiling, and you went into that's Maverick shit. This is you just destroying property.
It's all risk and no reward.
Yeah.
It's all risk and no reward. Going past, the limit or whatever.
He's addicted to speed. He feels the need.
There's nothing to gain from this.
The question was, can you get to Mach 10, which is, 6,500 miles an hour, whatever it is at altitude? And yes, you did.
Yep, now
Now,
what?
kindly return the plane.
Should we just, it's like saying, I built an engine, and it's such a hot rod engine that, but I think Redline would be 8,000 RPM, and you go, well, let me test it out by just never removing my foot from the accelerator until parts start flying out the side of it.
Know.
It's like, no, once you get to 8,000, shift or back off.
Yeah.
But he just goes, no, I'm gonna keep going, and
Nothing to gain.
we as a movie watcher go, yeah, I like that guy,
Yeah.
but do you like that guy?
No.
He fucked all those people out of their jobs. The whole program
that's
just got
reassigned.
shut down.
Yeah.
And he destroyed a multi-kajillion dollar aircraft.
Yeah.
And
I
we'll
don't think
never
that was
know
on his mind.
what it could have done. He could have got to 10. He could have throttled back. He could have put his flaps down. He could have fucking landed it and had a Budweiser with the team. And then we would have got another $200 billion from the taxpayers to keep the experiment going.
Oh, when you put
But he blew it up.
Yeah.
Finally, he gets his.
Look, it's a great movie. I don't like when movies start with a weird premise.
Yeah.
Should have just stopped at 10. You got to 10.
There's any number of ways to show that he is, in fact, a Maverick. This one felt a bit forced.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to turn it around and give everyone an I told you so?
He didn't even do the flyby on the way back before he land. He didn't do a thing where, like, this thing's capable of 10.5 and I know it. It wasn't any of that. It was just, I'm going.
Yeah.
We got to 10. I shall not stop until the plane blows up. And I die or land in some diner in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a great line, though. Where am I? Earth.
Yeah. No, it's totally fun. But what was he doing?
He's being a maverick.
And is that what you want out of your test pilot?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
It's the risk in the character.
That's right. All right. Let's talk some news. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones is nowhere to be found. He has fled the state of Connecticut on Wednesday without taking the stand in his defamation trial, claiming he is boycotting the justice system. Jones, who's already on the hook for more than $4 million after losing one case brought by parents of a child murdered in Sandy Hook, was in the middle of another case that could have cost him millions. Jones admitted under oath that he'd been wrong when saying the school shooting was a hoax, then fled on his private jet instead of taking the stand again. This is what his attorney said. I tried to Google it. I don't understand it. This is going to be a Mark question. They say he is in the horns of a trilemma. Here's the trilemma. And I can't really define it for you. If he testifies under the court's orders, he'll be committing perjury. If he violates the court orders, it's criminal contempt. If he takes the fifth, he gets an adverse inference. And I did not understand what an adverse inference was.
We don't know where he fled to.
Not sure. The judge said in the trial she's not having any of that and said the jury will begin deliberations as planned.
Well, every parent of Sandy Hook times, I don't know, 9 kids, 13 kids, however, they're all potentially now in line.
Getting in line, right.
There's precedent.
Right.
Trilemma,
exactly
I did not know was a word. Was that the fraternity?
Trilemma.
Was that the frat in the Wrench and the Nerds? The Trilams.
The Delta Trilams.
Also, when you've pinned yourself into a legal corner with your own lies, it's kind of a you problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your choice is take the fifth, perjure yourself, or whatever the third one
Or hop a plane.
I said Weinstein should have popped the plane.
Finally, somebody listens to you.
He's got the range on that private jet of his. I mean, go back 5 years, but I was like, why isn't this guy hanging out with Roman Polanski somewhere? Like, I don't think you can. I don't think we have the extradition. I think we do have the extradition with France now. I don't know if Roman Polanski's like grandfathered in.
Protected
I'd be
somehow.
Curious, Chris. Could Roman Polanski's in France, I believe. He fled there, and we've not, my feelings. Let's just go get him. Tell France, fuck off. And by the way, if there's a World War III, we're out this time. Have fucking fun with the Nazis or whoever you got to fight this time. So why don't you drop Roman off? But I believe that Mark said that you cannot flee to France anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, I would say then we need Roman. And the reason I would say that is I'm going to use the same thinking that we have here in California. We had the death penalty, and Charles Manson got the death penalty. And then after he got the death penalty, a year later, we overturned it, and we didn't have it. I would argue he's in.
Yeah.
Now, if we don't have extradition with France, or we do have it with France now, you would argue that, or they would argue that Roman Polanski, and I would just go, I'm doing the same argument with the death penalty. It's flipped it over. Now give him.
Yeah,
give them to us.
This is the cashier at the grocery store. After this person, there's no more. So we need to say that with Charles Manson.
I got that.
Yeah, this line's closed after the gentleman in the blue shirt.
I got that at the Texas game, Alabama-Texas game 3.5 weeks ago. I got the beer line cut off.
Oh, were you part of it or no?
I was a very big part of it.
Oh.
It was devastating to all who were in the beer line.
That sucks.
And I knew she was doing a double cut. She was like, all right, this is it with the beer line. No more. And so I sidled up to a guy and I was like, hey, man.
Here's $20. Keep the change.
Yeah. Give me a couple of cold ones. And he's like, oh, yeah, I got you. And then she announced 2 minutes later, it stopped now. Oh. And that guy was devastated. I was as well.
Well, speaking of extradition, and I wasn't even going to get into this in the news because, I don't know, I was just tired. But, Edward Snowden is now under the very protective wing of Vladimir Putin because now he is an official Russian citizen.
Oh, right.
So that's fun. I'm just exhausted thinking about all that. I would love for you to get some insight on the Alex Jones stuff from Mark next time you see him.
Well, I don't know why he's going to a different state.
Well,
it seems like he would have to
maybe
go
it's not a
to
different state.
It seems like you have to go to a country that we didn't
maybe he's
have
going
a
to the
treaty with.
Cayman Islands or something. So
What do we have with France?
I'm still reading about it. So I'll get back to you in a sec.
Do if yeah, all right. Weinstein, if he could have gone to France, he should have gone.
Going to Caen.
That's right.
Whatever.
Can.
all right, yeah, I still don't see where he went. So maybe that's not for public information right now. So the doctor who first diagnosed CTE, or just in general long-term concussion damage,
Will Smith.
Yep, in NFL players, says Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua. God, now I'm like you with the guess.
Sopo.
I can't say it.
It's a Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Something.
Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa. He needs to retire immediately.
Really?
That's what the doctor says. Dr. Bennett Omalu, who raised the first red flags about brain injuries in football, says that 2 consecutive weeks of hard hits, which led to a seizuring on the field, raised concerns. Omalu told TMZ that video indicates the 24-year-old player could already have severe long-term permanent brain damage, and said if you love your life, if you love your family, if you love your kids, if you have kids, it's time to gallantly walk away, go find something else to do. And he's listed as indefinitely out anyway right now.
You saw the first clip of his
Not
Yeah,
your favorite. I didn't even
was
bother.
The wobbly knees. And then
Pretty
it was
innocuous. Yeah.
Kind of stiffens up.
That was innocuous?
Not that. The hit. He just fell back on his back. It didn't take much.
You're right. But the first one was the wobbly knees. The second one, it was kind of a paralysis.
Yeah. That's what I think the seizing is.
He was, the first hit, first off, I think the guy was flagged on the first hit. Do we need to do that move where the quarterback throws the ball and you take 2 full steps and then just push him? The guy's got a brain injury now.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. You know what I mean?
Not
Like
necessary.
the ball's gone.
Yeah, what
you
are you
saw it. You're running. You took 2 full steps. You got flagged. He's concussed. God knows if it was ever going to be the same. Probably
What was
could have
the
been
point?
avoided if you
Yeah.
just ran
Let
past
that
him,
one
but
go.
you had to shove him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the notion that as many flags as they'll fucking throw with that, they still can't stop themselves right in front of the referee. And by the way, you're not in traffic. You're exposed. You're out in the middle of the open. There's a ref standing right there, and he's watching you just push him. He fell on his back, and it's that thing where you hit your shoulder blades first, and then your head hits. But it wasn't violent. By the way, for all who are doing the I'm going to just punch a pedestrian thing, their head hits the fucking pavement, everyone. It's not the punch that gets them. It's the contact with terra firma.
Yeah.
The second one, he got swung around and thrown down and kind of whipped down. And it was kind of freakish because for all the sacks, you don't see those kind of where he got sort of whipped onto the ground.
That's my question, having had a sports announcer father my entire life and knowing nothing about football. I thought you weren't really supposed to touch the quarterback.
I mean,
you would always.
But isn't that
traditionally they would punish them?
That's what the old timers will say nowadays. Not allowed to touch the quarterback.
Right, that's what I
you
thought.
You can hit the quarterback. It just has to be in very specific, certain ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't touch the quarterback.
Well, it has to be while he's throwing the ball or doing something. The first hit, the guy took 2 steps. He threw the ball. Anyway.
There's no reason for it.
Yeah, and so he was concussed, and then there was protocol, and then it was kind of a perfect storm because then the next game was 4 days later, something, because I played on a Thursday night. Yeah, it was a short week, and then he said he had like a back spasm or something.
Well, the team, I think they said it wasn't a concussion; it was a back issue.
Oh boy!
For anyone watching the game, you couldn't stand up, couldn't walk.
Well, call me naive, but I thought the protocol was such that they would really check him out. And so if they said it was a back issue, I thought it was a back. I thought he had like a back spasm or something.
They did fire the independent third-party doctor, which makes you think, A, either they're covering their asses, or B, he was incompetent. Those are the only 2 answers, I think.
Well, let's talk a little bit.
Or maybe he had fucking everyone in the NFL has a bad back. Maybe he had a bad back and he was concussed.
True.
Let's talk more football. I'm surprised you didn't bring this up, so let's make sure we talk about it. TMZ reports that the fan who was just leveled by Bobby Wagner after running onto the field during Monday Night Football Pressing charges. Saw
Oh,
the
he
police
is.
report.
Is Garagos representing him?
Yeah.
So look, he has pink smoke. The security guard can't catch him and just gets his ass knocked out, yakety sack style.
Yeah,
So-
he took out. I mean, Dick Butkus did that, right?
Oh right,
think a few
we've
guys
seen
have
that.
done that.
We've seen that clip.
Dick Butkus did it playing the Rams.
Oh,
I think
there you go.
here.
Funny. Yeah, this is
And
Rams and 49ers.
I think it was Dick Butkus who. Oh, Mike Ditka.
Oh,
Shit, Mike Ditka and Dick Butkus
I don't
are
think of
really
Ditka
the
as a
same
player.
We'll play
same
for the
guy.
same team.
yeah.
Oh, they were the dudes.
Yeah.
Mike Ditka took out a fan in a Rams game, and it was the same thing too. The guy who gets the worst of it is the security guard, because as the security guard is catching him, that's when the flying forearm shiver
right.
comes in and takes both of them out.
And I'm going to talk about that
if
too.
we watch it,
Yeah,
let's
show it again.
see. And the guy, there was another Rams outside backer who was chasing him. He
But
just
didn't
got
really-
there too late.
Yeah. You wanna see it again?
Wait, yeah, let's see it. Let's see it again, and then we can see Ditka, I think, doing it. He's running on the field. He's got the pink smoke thing. I think it's that meat is murder thing or whatever.
Yeah, I'll say in a second. Ooh, that poor security guard. He's like the
eats
meat
shit.
in the sandwich.
The Ditka forearm shiver took out the security guys
Nice.
too.
Yeah.
Collateral damage.
Jesus.
Yeah, so he's suing.
Yeah, let me. While they're
have
looking for
to.
that, a rep from Direct Action Everywhere, that's the organization that took credit for the scene, told TMZ the report stems from a blatant assault by 2 Rams players, and 2 protesters jumped the
Oh, he's
railing.
getting both of them.
One was a female; she got taken out early, and then this
By
guy,
security.
yeah, by
This guy got to
security.
the second level.
Right.
That's right. One of the protesters, yeah. So she was taken out. The other one eventually taken down. Now Bobby Wagner was the one that really subdued the guy. And when asked in a post-game interview what he thought of the police report, this is what he had to say.
I mean, I was aware. Everybody kind of told me, but it is what it is. I don't really. It's behind me. Ain't really focused on it. I'm more concerned about the security guard that was hurt trying to chase him, and the people that was, we don't know what that is, and you just got to do what you got to do.
Good.
Good.
And his coach said the same thing.
Well, the argument, I guess, is like the streaker doesn't, what he's packing.
Right.
But guy in pants, who the fuck knows if this guy's got a weapon or whatever.
With
I mean,
smoke.
he doesn't.
What's
And
the
smoke
smoke?
and everything. Yeah, he
Was
just
he the
go.
Joker?
It's easy. I was in my uniform.
I was going to do it anyway.
It was a football move. And I was in fear of my life. This
Yeah.
guy came running at me with some toxic chemical spraying
Yeah.
out of his hand. I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Absolutely.
I reacted.
And the Direct Action Network's tagline is "Until every animal is free." So how
I see.
exactly does that relate? I don't know, but now we know the name, so maybe that's it.
We have the Ditka one. I think he took out the.
Oh, Jesus.
He really took the shit out of the security guard in that
I
one.
thought the security guard had it under control.
He took out the person on the field, but he fucking crushed. It's always the security guard that gets it the worst.
Yeah.
Security guard's like, I got him. No, you do not. There's a 240-pound man coming the other direction.
Yeah. Let me have a crack at him.
He wasn't known as a blocking tight end, but right there.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that was a big time hit. And it was funny because like Rosie Greer for the Rams was out on the field and he was the gentle giant. He was like, oh man, why'd you have to do that? Like Rosie liked needlepoint
Right.
and stuff like that.
Sure.
That was his thing.
Wasn't he one of the Bounty Quicker Picker Upper spokespeople?
Rosie was
Some paper towel.
at the hotel when Robert Kennedy was shot. He was security. Like
Oh.
he was
I was like, what does this have to do with paper towels?
he was into needlepoint
I
and
love
stuff, and he's like an artist and everything. He was a giant man who was very evolved and against violence. Ditka was not against violence.
You don't
He's
say.
pro-violence. And
Yeah, because I think the whole thing was the quilting on the paper towel.
yes,
I
it
think
could
that's
be.
how
It's not jumping to my head. I'll buy you a second. Chris has the France Polinsky news.
Oh.
Oh yeah, so Sorry, there's a lot of information on it. Consistent with its extradition treaty with the U.S., France can refuse to extradite its own citizens, and an extradition request later filed by U.S. officials was denied. Polanski has never returned to England and later sold his home there because he originally fled to London and then went to Paris. So the U.S. could still request the arrest and extradition of Polanski from other countries should he visit them, but Polanski has avoided visiting any country that would likely extradite him. But 65 to 75% of citizens in France are like, yeah, get him out of here.
Yeah,
like, we want him extradited. And Polanski has been to both Switzerland and Poland, and the U.S. has gone and requested, but both were denied.
What do they want him for so bad?
So Swiss denied it because U.S. officials failed to produce a decent enough argument with enough it was not decent enough argument, but like the evidence, it wasn't clear enough. It was technical. It was like technicalities. And then Poland, the judge said that this is. I don't know. He had Polanski's back saying that it was like this is obviously he deserves liberty and freedom. Like it's just.
Here's what it's really at play. When do we ever go to Poland for anything? Hey, bro, we really need a solid.
Can you help me with these pierogies?
Maybe
There's
spring
war's
water.
breaking out. We need your expertise. Like, we don't go to them for anything. So this is like the kid. It's kind of sort of like you're dragging your fucking sofa to the curb because you want to throw it out, and then some neighbor comes along and goes, hey, that's a nice sofa, you're throwing it away. As a matter of fact, I was just going to sell it, actually. I was going to have it reupholstered. Why? Are you interested? Not so fast.
Having it appraised.
Yes, Poland said no because we asked. And they went, how often do we get to tell America to fuck off?
Oh, almost never.
It's almost never. We usually have to ask them for shit. So let's tell them to suck their dicks.
Yeah, so
Fuck
Polanski
off.
now holds a dual citizenship with Poland and France.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the judge said, according to the judge, allowing Polanski to be returned to American law enforcement would be an, quote, obviously unlawful act, depriving the filmmaker of his freedom and civil liberty.
Wow.
Well, the question is could I go there and claim asylum? Now, they probably wouldn't like me, but what I'm saying is, Chris, look, do we still... Because Mark said we don't have that. You wouldn't be able to pull that off with France in these modern times.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything like the extradition on Congress's website. The extradition treaty was signed in '96, and I haven't seen anything updated since then.
So where would one go?
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would do this off
I'll
the
be
mic.
like Googling where to flee
Careful
doesn't
with
really
Google.
give you the best results. Like,
Or we don't have extradition treaties with. Like, there's going to be, I don't know, some Cayman Island or Ghana or something. I mean, it's not, you're not going to be hanging out eating a baguette at the Eiffel Tower anymore. You got to go.
You're going to parts unknown.
It's wherever Weinstein is, I guarantee he'd rather be in that other place we didn't have the treaty with.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I did send Ben at least one of the Rosie Greer bounty commercials. It was stuck in my memory, but I don't really remember.
Rosie was the. We used to have women who were like named Madge or Rosie or
Always
something,
Madge. Palmolive.
they were the spokesperson for the whatever, the Maytag man.
Oh, this isn't even older. This is from 1970. Okay, let's see what this is. Somebody knocks over their drink.
Oh, you do that every time you take Helen out for a snack?
You're so beautiful, Rosie. You make me nervous.
If there isn't a spill a minute in this place, I get nervous. I used to use whatever was on sale, but I got so many guys like Harry coming in, I had to get Bounty.
Rosie
It gets
Greer looks
filled up
different.
before they get you down. Bounty is the quick picker-upper.
Bounty? Come on, Rosie. You've seen one paper towel, you've seen them all.
Not so, dearie. Watch this. 2 glasses, same amount of juice,
Hey,
Bounty here,
Bitch,
my own
I
brand
ordered
here.
a BLT 45 minutes ago. Can we put the Bunsen
You see,
burner back in the
Bounty
fucking
at the
closet
store
and
is
give
more
my
liquid
hamburger?
faster.
But is it strong, Rosie?
Oh boy. Is this a 60?
Here, put it
I
on.
just want to go to lunch. Oh, put a
Bounty
hot
strong,
cup of
even
coffee
wet.
on a wet paper towel.
You sold me, Rosie.
Now don't forget, Bounty's the quick picker-upper.
So that's not the one.
Well, that's Rosie,
Right.
yeah, that's
no,
Nancy
It beats
Walker
out
playing a
technicalities.
character, Rosie,
but not
and then-
Rosie Greer.
Yeah,
that's
here's-
not the one.
Here's Rosie.
Yeah, this is the
Greer.
one I
Ah,
sent.
okay. Yeah, she was Rhoda's mom.
The ability to
It's
synthesize
the battle of the
information.
Rosies.
This Rosie's got the big towel.
This Rosie's got the quicker one. Bounty.
You don't stand a chance, Rosie.
I'm gonna wipe you out, Rosie.
And they're off.
Bounty's the quicker picker-upper. See? Better throw in the towel, Rosie.
I better change my towel, Rosie.
But not your name, Rosie. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Take it from Rosie.
Yeah, you're right.
That's kind of, you could call me, right?
Hey, that's my line.
She was, Rhoda's mom
Oh.
in the sitcom that they spun off of Mary Tyler
Right.
Moore. Rhoda Morgenstern, and her mom.
Ida.
Rhoda and Ida.
Oy.
And do you remember the gag? You guys are all too young. Carlton the doorman?
No, sorry, buddy.
I think you got to look it up, Chris. Carlton the doorman was a big thing, and I think it was Rhoda. There was this running thing, sort of like, the Tim Allen show with the neighbor
Tool
who
time.
you never Tool time.
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement. And you never saw the
Right,
neighbor.
yeah.
They had Carlton the doorman, who ended up being the voice of Garfield the cat, I believe.
Okay.
Fun fact.
And he'd like someone would buzz. He'd like buzz up and go, "Hi, this is Carlton, your doorman." And she'd go like, "Yeah, I know Carlton. Is the guy here? Is my date here yet?" This is Carlton. It was like a weird,
good stuff.
never pictured Carlton the doorman.
That guy had a long voiceover career.
I swear it was the guy who went on to do Garfield. And we'll hear it.
Yeah, Lorenzo Music.
God, that's a great name.
Hello, Carlton.
Goodbye. This is Carlton, your person.
Person. Carlton, please. I have police officers here. I have no time for games. What do you want?
Well, I just wanted to let you know that I'm no longer your doorman. I have been terminated.
What?
Don't apologize. I don't hold anything against you. I'm too big a person to bear petty grudges. So I'd just like to leave you with one final thought.
It's good.
Was that Elliot Gould?
That was
Looked
not
like
a
him.
typical Carlton doorman one, but that was Carlton
Yeah,
the
yeah.
doorman.
Get the vibe.
That was you never saw him.
He hates Mondays.
Lorenzo also was co-creator of the
Loves
Bob
lasagna.
the Bob Newhart show. And I guess he was the voice of Garfield, right?
Yeah.
For him.
He voiced Peter Venkman in one of the Ghostbusters cartoons.
Yeah.
He worked for a
Weird
long time.
career. Is he still alive?
No, he died in 2001, age 64.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's just a funny guy with a funny voice, and somebody thought it'd be funny, and it was. It was always funny. But hi, Carlton. Hi, this is Carlton, your doorman, and everyone would laugh.
Right.
All right.
That's good.
Let's bring it home, Gina Grad.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news. I'm not going to achieve, and I'll be damned if I let you achieve.
Gina Grad. That was the news with Gina Grad.
Well, let me tell you about my friend Jordan Harbinger. All right. Oh, good. We have another Carlton the doorman clip.
I was getting worried.
This is a big part of my childhood, by the way.
Obviously.
This is Carlton, your doorman.
Wait a minute. This is Carlton, your doorman.
That was
hot
Carlton, your
comedy.
doorman.
Classic team.
Yeah.
A lot of range. All right. San Diego mic drop coming up October 28th and 29th. We'll do some live pod there and some stand-up there as well. And then Las Vegas, St. Louis, Tucson, Tempe. You can go to a theater club nearest you. The Accursed is the name of the movie. It's out on October 14th in theaters and then on demand. WorldFoodBank.org is where you go if you want to help a very worthy cause. And until next time, this is Adam for Smirty and Mina and Gina and Richard and Bald saying mahalo.